June 21st, 2018, and my name is Alejandro Zambrano, Chief Market Analyst with TradeCaptain.com. Some of you guys might know me already from 2009 and Daily FX and FXCM. Well, since 2007, so for a year and I think 2 months now, I've been with Amana Capital and the website Trade Captain, which created with the team over here. And what we're going to be doing right now is that we're going to provide you guys with a quick update as we usually do here in the live trading room. And I'm writing good morning because obviously if you're based in Europe, then it's still morning. In London, where I'm based, is 9:27 a.m. in the morning. And of course, it's such an international set of people that watch this presentation. So good afternoon to everybody that is in the Far East and Australia and places like that. So we're going to do now, we're going to take a look at Euro dollar, Bitcoin, gold, crude oil, and the DAX 30. And before we start, as always, I need to stress that trading financial markets, unfortunately, is risky. If you go on YouTube, people are going to make videos with cool music, with a lot of bass and thunder and, money bags dropping. Unfortunately, trading is not like that. It's much more, it's actually much more difficult, actually. It's quite a dirty game, to be honest. So it's really important to understand that trading financial markets, unfortunately, is risky, and we can lose all of our invested money as well. I'm going to give you my opinion, and I've been doing this since 2006. I'm even a profitable trader, but that doesn't mean that I'm always going to get it right. Antonio's in the chat box. Good morning to you, Antonio. Thank you so much for joining. I hope you're doing well. Spain barely made it yesterday, right? Congratulations. If you don't know what I'm talking about, guys, I'm talking about the game yesterday and the World Cup. Anyhow, let's continue here, and we'll begin with the Euro versus the USD. The market is still holding up above the May low, but we already know that the pound dollar took out support. So here's the pound dollar, a daily chart. The price took out its May low already on the 19th, and then you had a corrective move up to the sell zone, and I was telling people to sell here, and the market moved up and moved to the downside. So it continues to go to lower. Today as well, you even have the New Zealand dollar under strong pressure, and it's approaching a major low here, which is the this is the November 2017 low. So the dollar in general is just doing really well. And in the case of the euro, if the market trades below the May low of 115.08, I suspect this market is probably going to try to trade down to the June 29 high of 114.45. This is from last year. But then eventually, if this goes all the way down to the June 9 low of last year, then it wouldn't surprise me. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if we go all the way down here to 111. If you look as well at how the markets are positioned, well, actually we can look at here. So right now, client sentiment shows that 79% of retail traders are long this market. So they're fighting this downtrend, and usually, well, obviously, even a broken watch is going to be right 2 times a day, right? And it's the same thing here. The retail trader will be right at one point, and usually you see like extreme long, but most of the time, unfortunately, they get it wrong because they like to buy things that decline and they like to sell things that go to the upside. And the way this is set up right now, 79% of clients are long, and that suggests that most likely the euro will continue to trade to the downside. So again, either breaks down. The alternative is that we bounce up and maybe move all the way up to maybe 117 or so. This is the 50% correction of the decline from this high. This high is from the ECB rate meeting last week. So either goes up and then people sell for a decline with stops above the high. The alternative, to break to the downside, people sell here, I suspect, which stops just above the high here, and then they're going to target these levels lower. Now, this individual setup doesn't matter. You need to always remember that when you're trading. This individual setup does not matter. What is interesting with this setup is that if we're right and you just look to your left, next major low is down here at 111.14. There are some smaller lows on the way, but this is sort of the last sort of interesting low. And this is what makes this interesting, because if the market goes down, we could potentially make 189 pip, and if you really have patience, maybe up to 384 pip. Now that's a good return by having a stop just above 138, just above 116.50. Because here the risk is 138, and then, as I said, we can get much more than our actual risk. And that makes this very interesting, because we can potentially make more than what we're risking. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't matter, because when you do get it right, you'll make some decent returns. That's obviously not the strategy that everybody's using, but it's a strategy that I've been using, and it works for me, and it's a strategy that's been advocated for, I don't know, 20 years or something, maybe probably even more. And it's just to make sure you have bigger profits and losses. This is Bitcoin, and the rationale here continues. I mean, it's the same. Sort of the market is trading lower and lower and lower. Now, in Bitcoin, in Ripple, which I did an update, you can read more about it here in the technical analysis section. What happened here is, which is interesting, is that the markets have narrowed down, and that is an indication maybe that the market might be about to turn bullish, maybe. But for now, in the case of Bitcoin, as long as Tribal is high, and if I show you a 4-hour, it even makes more sense. You can see that below this level, this market will most likely move to the downside, I suspect. Probably lower, and potentially reach 59.19 for a potential reward of 8.5% if you're short from the entry, more or less, versus a potential risk here of about 6.94. As you can see, the risk reward ratios for shorting cryptos is not good. That's why I'm not a big fan of shorting them. But the trend is bearish, see no reason to buy. Here is the price of gold, and gold just continues to move to the downside. You might remember we said bullish on a break to the upside or bearish on a break to this level, and if you've been with me for some time, I said bearish already here, right? And the market, if you had the patience, and I did not have the patience, but if you had the patience, selling here, we just reached that October 2017 low, which was the target on the was the target when we traded below this level. Going forward, this is a daily chart, and I wouldn't pay too much attention to this trend line, but we're potentially, because we're now trading below the October 2017 low, I think the next level here is interesting, which is the December 2017 low. That could be the next target, potentially followed by this low here, which is a low here from May of 2017. And I suspect this is continuing to move to the downside. Now, if one is not already short, it's difficult to get involved. It is possible, and if you're a scalping sort of guy, then I guess I would look for a bounce to 1268, and this is pretty much the first fib level, more or less, a little bit less actually. So I just took a fib from this high, and this high is my new trend defining level, and this is the level here from June 19th. And I suspect if we move up to this level here to 1268 all the way up to 1272, I think traders were probably going to be selling here, and then probably down to the low, and then we'll see if it wants to continue to move to the downside. Here is crude oil, and crude oil remains bearish. And what is really interesting, this corrective move, you might remember I was bearish from here. Actually, I was bearish from here down, and then we were using this as a trend stop, and then the market moved higher, and was very close to take that out, but the market finally plunged, right? Because it was in this corrective stage. Well, I think Bitcoin is doing exactly that. We're trading very close to that trend defining level, but if this is a genuine downtrend, then this market should start to plummet. I don't know if you can see the likeness, but it's down, up, and then here's crude, and here's down, down, and up. Now this was actually, I pushed it down to stop from this level to this level here. Here, a few days ago when we were trading down here, I said if we go up, traders are probably gonna sell in this zone, and you can see that there's a sort of a battle going on here between bullish and bearish traders, and we just need to be patient. Hopefully this goes lower to the low and then potentially continues to move lower. Here's the German DAX, and the German DAX is not doing too much. The German DAX is just trading sideways, and there's no real point of getting involved here in this market. There are better stock markets or better things to trade. To give you an idea, I am long the Australian stock market, and this is a daily chart, and I went long. I think I actually went long a little bit early, but I went long already here on the 18th. The position moved against me, then it moved up, and then it pushed to the upside. And here, if it retests sort of the breakout level, as long as it retests but does not trade below the June 19th level, I think this market could potentially move substantially higher. I think we're looking at a potential reward of 522 pip by risking, risking about 73. So 533 over 73, that's a crazy 7.3 times the money. Of course, this is the daily chart. The market spent, well, 6 months and, well, even more actually. No, yeah, 6 months, 5 months or so, trading sideways. So this push to the upside, it'll probably take a month, unless the markets go crazy. Okay. Yes, just looking at Antonio's comments. Yeah, I agree. I was a bit surprised actually. Of course, we're talking about football here, and I'm a bit surprised that Spain didn't play better. And the Iranians, of course, played really well as well. So they gave them a battle, but I was expecting more. Okay, guys, if we don't have any questions, I think we're gonna wrap things up. If you like the video, don't forget to hit that like button down here. Happy trading, guys, and if you have any questions, just reach out to me via Twitter at AlexFX00, AlexFX00. You can write to me directly, and I can reply back to you, or send me an email at asambrano@tradecaptain.com. As well, we do have some webinars coming up. You want to maybe check that out. We have one on patterns, and we have another one on applied short-term trend trading. So that's scalping, coming up next week on Thursday. And then after that, we have top forex chart patterns. But these chart patterns, literally, they can you can apply them to any market. As well, I'm not sure if I mentioned this to you guys, but we do have a newsletter. So you get if you sign up, you get a morning newsletter, which is sort of 3 articles from the morning, and then in the afternoon you get a link to this video, plus I think it's another 2 articles. Actually, yes, sorry. In the morning, you actually get trade setups, trade ideas from one of our service providers. So we have technical analysis trading ideas from Trading Central, Auto Charters, and Close and Horns. So the team curate. They take maybe 1 from each, or sometimes 2 from one and 1 from the other, to give you a little bit of hint on some ideas on the market. You get that about 8 a.m. London time, and then around midday you get the sort of top articles. It's usually one of these ones here, and sort of anything we find interesting. Plus, you get a video to this presentation. It's free to sign up. Just need to put your email and click on subscribe now. Alright, guys, have a good day, and I'll see you guys tomorrow at around 9 a.m. London time. Thanks.